Parkinson's disease is a brain disorder that affects millions of people worldwide. It is a progressive condition, meaning it gets worse over time. Understanding this disease is crucial for managing its symptoms and improving the quality of life for those affected. It causes movement problems that gradually get worse. Symptoms start slowly, often so subtly that they go unnoticed at first. Over time, these symptoms become more pronounced and can significantly impact daily activities. One of the earliest signs of Parkinson's disease is a slight tremor in one hand. This tremor usually occurs when the hand is at rest and may initially be mistaken for a minor inconvenience. Another common symptom is a reduction in facial expressions. Your face may show little or no expression, making it difficult for others to read your emotions. This can affect social interactions and lead to feelings of isolation. As the disease progresses, you may notice that your arms do not swing naturally when you walk. This stiffness can make walking more laborious and increase the risk of falls. Parkinson's disease primarily affects nerve cells in the brain, specifically those in an area called the substantia nigra. These nerve cells are responsible for producing dopamine, a crucial neurotransmitter. These nerve cells make dopamine, which plays a vital role in sending signals within the brain to coordinate movement. Dopamine is a chemical messenger that transmits signals between nerve cells. It is essential for smooth, controlled movements and overall motor function. It sends signals that help coordinate movement, allowing you to perform everyday tasks with ease. Without adequate dopamine, these signals become disrupted. As Parkinson's progresses, these nerve cells break down and die. This degeneration leads to a significant decrease in dopamine levels in the brain. The brain makes less dopamine, resulting in the hallmark symptoms of Parkinson's disease, such as tremors, stiffness, and difficulty with balance and coordination. This leads to the movement problems of Parkinson's, which can make simple tasks like buttoning a shirt or tying shoelaces challenging. Currently, there is no cure for Parkinson's disease. However, ongoing research is focused on finding ways to slow its progression and ultimately discover a cure. But there are treatments that can help manage the symptoms and improve the quality of life for those living with the disease. Medications and therapies can manage symptoms. These treatments aim to increase dopamine levels or mimic its effects in the brain, helping to reduce symptoms and improve motor function. This helps people live active lives. Regular exercise, physical therapy, and a healthy diet can also play a significant role in managing symptoms and maintaining overall well-being. Support from healthcare professionals, family, and support groups is essential in navigating the challenges of Parkinson's disease. Many people wonder, is Parkinson's disease hereditary? Can you inherit it from your parents? The answer is not simple. It's a mix of factors. Most cases of Parkinson's are sporadic. This means they happen randomly. There is no clear family history of the disease. However, genetics can play a role. Scientists have found certain genes that are linked to Parkinson's. Changes or mutations in these genes can increase a person's risk. But even with these gene changes, it doesn't mean you will definitely get Parkinson's. Think of it like this. Genes provide the blueprint. They give instructions for how our bodies work. But sometimes there are variations in these instructions. These variations are called mutations. Some mutations are harmless, others can increase the risk of certain diseases, including Parkinson's. But having a gene mutation doesn't guarantee you'll get the disease, it just means you have a higher chance. Many factors influence whether a person develops Parkinson's. These include age, environment, and lifestyle. Genetics is just one piece of the puzzle. Researchers have identified several genes associated with Parkinson's. This discovery has opened new avenues for understanding the disease at a molecular level. By studying these genes, scientists hope to uncover the underlying mechanisms that lead to the degeneration of nerve cells in the brain. These genes normally help protect nerve cells in the brain. They play crucial roles in maintaining cellular health and ensuring that neurons function properly. Without these protective genes, our brain cells would be more susceptible to damage and disease. When these genes are mutated, they don't function properly. Mutations can disrupt the normal activities of these genes, leading to a cascade of problems within the cells. This malfunction can result in the accumulation of toxic proteins, impaired cellular functions, and ultimately the death of nerve cells. This can make the nerve cells more vulnerable. Vulnerable nerve cells are less able to cope with stress and are more likely to be damaged by environmental factors or other cellular processes gone awry. Over time, this increased vulnerability can contribute to the progression of Parkinson's disease. Some of the key genes involved include, these genes have been the focus of extensive research, as understanding their functions and interactions can provide valuable insights into the disease. By identifying and studying these key genes, scientists aim to develop targeted therapies that can mitigate the effects of Parkinson's. LRRK2. This gene is involved in many cell functions, including the survival of nerve cells. Mutations in the LRRK2 gene are one of the most common genetic causes of Parkinson's disease. Researchers are investigating how these mutations affect cellular processes and contribute to the disease. SNCA. This gene provides instructions for making a protein called alpha-synuclein. Alpha-synuclein is a protein that is abundant in the brain and is believed to play a role in the regulation of neurotransmitter release. However, when the SNCA gene is mutated, it can lead to the production of abnormal alpha-synuclein proteins. This protein is found in high levels in the brain and is thought to be involved in the development of Parkinson's. Abnormal accumulation of alpha-synuclein can form clumps known as Lewy bodies, which are a hallmark of Parkinson's disease. These clumps can interfere with normal cellular functions and contribute to the degeneration of nerve cells. Park2, Park7, and Pink1. These genes are involved in the process of removing and recycling damaged proteins within cells. This process, known as autophagy, is essential for cellular maintenance and health. Mutations in these genes can impair the autophagy process, leading to the accumulation of damaged proteins and cellular dysfunction. This process is important for maintaining healthy cells, including nerve cells. Proper recycling of damaged proteins ensures that cells can function optimally and reduces the risk of cellular damage. By understanding how these genes contribute to autophagy, researchers hope to develop strategies to enhance this process and protect nerve cells from degeneration. Section 5. LRR2 and SNCA, the dominant players. Mutations in LRRK2 and SNCA are some of the most common genetic causes of Parkinson's. These genes play a crucial role in the normal functioning of neurons, and when they mutate, they can disrupt cellular processes, leading to the degeneration of nerve cells. These mutations are inherited in an autosomal dominant pattern. This means that the mutated gene can be passed down from just one parent, making it more likely to appear in successive generations. What does autosomal dominant mean? In simple terms, it refers to a pattern of inheritance where only one copy of a mutated gene is sufficient to increase the risk of developing a disease. Unlike recessive inheritance, where two copies of the mutated gene are required, autosomal dominant inheritance means that the presence of just one mutated gene can have significant effects. It means that you only need one copy of the mutated gene to increase your risk of developing the disease. This single copy can come from either parent, and it significantly raises the likelihood of experiencing symptoms associated with the mutation. If one of your parents has the mutation, you have a 50% chance of inheriting it. This 50% risk is a statistical probability, meaning that in a large enough population, half of the offspring of a parent with the mutation will inherit it. However, not everyone who inherits these mutations will develop Parkinson's. The presence of the mutation increases the risk, but it does not guarantee that the disease will manifest. Other genetic factors, environmental influences, and lifestyle choices also play a role in whether or not the disease develops. Some people with the mutations never get the disease, while others develop it later in life. This variability can be due to a combination of genetic predisposition and external factors. Understanding these nuances is crucial for genetic counseling and for developing personalized treatment plans for those at risk. Section 6, Park2, Park7, and Pink1, Recessive Mutations. Mutations in Park2, Park7, and Pink1 are less common than LRRK2 and SNCA mutations, but they can also cause Parkinson's. These mutations are inherited in an autosomal recessive pattern. Autosomal recessive means that you need two copies of the mutated gene to develop the disease. You inherit one copy from your mother and one copy from your father. If you only inherit one copy of the mutated gene, you are a carrier. This means you don't have the disease, but you can pass the mutation on to your children. Section 7, Family History and Risk Balancing Act. Having a family history of Parkinson's can slightly increase your risk of developing the disease, but it's important to remember that most cases are sporadic. Even if you have a parent or sibling with Parkinson's, it doesn't mean you will definitely get it. Many people with a family history never develop the disease. On the other hand, people with no family history can still develop Parkinson's. It's a complex disease with many contributing factors. Section 8, Genetic Testing and Counseling Seeking Answers. If you're concerned about your risk of Parkinson's, you may want to consider genetic testing and counseling. Genetic testing can identify if you have mutations in genes associated with Parkinson's. This can help you understand your individual risk. Genetic counseling can help you interpret the results of genetic testing. A counselor can explain what the results mean for you and your family. They can also discuss your options and help you make informed decisions about your health. Section 9. Conclusion: a future of hope. While genetics can play a role in Parkinson's disease, it's important to remember that most cases are not directly inherited. Many factors contribute to the development of this complex disease. Researchers are making great strides in understanding the causes of Parkinson's and developing new treatments. There is hope for the future. If you have concerns about Parkinson's, talk to your doctor. They can help you understand your risk factors and discuss available treatments.